Tomato soup isn't a common baking ingredient, but 70 years ago, it was different. Stick around to find out what role this plays both in the cake and in the history books on this episode of Somewhat Baked. Start by mixing 8 tablespoons of room temperature butter and 1 cup of sugar until it's creamy. In typical fashion, I didn't pull the butter out in enough time, so we used a fork to help speed up the process. Next, let's add some structure to the cake by dropping in 2 eggs, mixing after each one. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now the star of the show. Add a whole can of condensed tomato soup. The original recipe first appeared in the late 30s or early 40s, but it wasn't until 1966 when Campbell's perfected the recipe in experiment number 38. The addition of the soup gives the cake some moisture and a hint of spice. Now let's mix together the dry ingredients. Start by adding 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of baking powder. We're going to bring in a little spice by adding 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon allspice. Mix well, then incorporate into your wet ingredients. It's always easier to have a helper slowly pour in the dry ingredients. A stand mixer would work better here, but mine is temporarily out of commission. More on that in a later episode. Once it's just mixed, add a cup of raisins. If you don't like raisins, you can add nuts, or just skip them both altogether. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees and prepare a 9x13 baking pan. Pour the mixture into the pan, smooth out the top, and then bake for approximately 28 minutes. This seemed a little long in our oven, so maybe check it after 25 minutes or so. Now let's make the icing. Add 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese and half a cup of room temperature butter and mix well. Next, add 2 cups of powdered sugar, stirring after each cup is added. Finally, add in half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 tablespoon of milk or heavy cream. Once the cake is cooled, spread the icing on the cake.
Tomato soup cake.
Tomato soup cake.
Are you excited?
I am a little excited just because of how it smells. It does not smell like a tomato.
It smells like pumpkin or gingerbread.
Or carrot cake.
Something that's not tomato. This one's pretty good.
No tomato. Yeah, that's good.
I don't know why there's crunchy bits in it. Oh, is that a raisin?
It is a raisin. Surprise.
That's really good.
Campbell's was onto something. Tastes like cake.
And gone.
Coke.